Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls, part 44. In this part, we are going to explore the expansive dungeon labyrinth and fuck you torture chamber, brought to you by Seath the Scaleless.
Hey, the viewers don't know that that's what we're doing quite yet, Mr. Cloud.
And I learned something today, everybody, is that apparently GarageBand has a tendency to cease recording while you're switching the output for your audio. Lesson learned. So in this part,
Alright.
we're going to spend a little time in Crystal Town, then we're going downtown. So you got to go up first.
Honestly, it looks like his plate skirt and his cuirass. I've got numbers on it, but no, those are just other swirly markings of some sort.
It's been a pleasure making your swirly markings disappear. So that was surprisingly easy for another human player. Aha! The Black Knight Sword wins. Again. Like it does always.
Glowy lizard.
Give me more power. Give me more than one fucking soul, god.
Do you know what the green titanite is used to upgrade?
It's used to upgrade, I believe, either your magic catalysts or your other magic weapons. There are magic weapons in the game. There are weapons of all kinds in Dark Souls. But the green titanite...
Hi, Seath.
So the green hello, Seath. So the green titanite is used for weapons that are not in my class. So sadly, I do find use for them, thanks to our primordial serpent friend who helped us to install the Lord Vessel. But that is for another time. For right now, we're in a bit of a pickle. You are supposed to die right here. Neither projectiles nor melee attacks can hit him right now.
Really?
That's right.
I thought that if you would lock onto his head, you could actually shoot crossbow bullets at him.
You can shoot crossbow bolts at him, but the damage does not appear on his health bar.
Oh.
So because the game doesn't register it as a hit, it doesn't show up on the health bar as damage, and his health doesn't go down, and he just kills you. That's the whole point. And now you wake up in his rape dungeon, just waiting to be raped.
Poor Cloud, he's been trapped in the Duke Archives.
I want to get out. I want to see my friends. Trapped down here, damn it. These are my only friends. They're not very friendly.
And now we will slay them.
Ow. Hell yeah, I love triple strike. Makes you die.
You know, I'm kind of glad that Triple Strike doesn't actually exist in Magic the Gathering, because that would be significantly more powerful than it sounds.
So, would they just double the damage on the first strike step, or would they create like a super first strike step?
It would be a superior first strike step. You would have first strike plus, then first strike, then normal damage.
Right. That makes sense. That way, double strikers are fucked. They don't even get a chance.
Yeah. Hello, swath of Gorgons.
Can't stop the feeling. Just dance, 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 can't stop the feeling. This Gorgon's dance can't stop the feeling.
So what's new in the world of Cloud?
That Gankatsuo has failed me once again.
Oh?
Yeah. Well...
How so?
More like, I understand that as an anime, it has to, much like a movie, there are certain tropes that it has to pertain to in order to render a story in a sensible fashion, versus just, well, flashbacks, for instance. I'm at the part now where apparently Haiti is rehearsing, what is ultimately the tale of vengeance that brings down Mondego.
Okay.
And she's rehearsing on a safe audience consisting both of Albert and the Count of Monte Cristo. Ow.
Why is she rehearsing in front of Albert?
Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure she's not aware that she's rehearsing it. Just that Monte Cristo wants to, you know, build up her courage so that she will be able to tell her tale, possibly to a lawyer or a judge or some other magistrate who is capable of employing justice against the Fiend.
Now, technically, that scene did happen in Gankatsuo. We just didn't see it.
Well, like, it might as well have happened. I mean, she sang like a songbird, and it worked because everybody said, "No, no, Mondego, no."
So you're never going to show us what the white seance ring does, do you?
I mean, I kind of hope I do. Those things usually happen in passing. If I happen to realize that there's an item in my inventory I don't know anything about, I probably check it out. You can't kill me. I'm immortal. See my immortality.
You can't kill me. I'm immortal. Not afraid to die. My soul travel long. You can't kill me. Yeah, that's a Nemo.
Classic. I mean, we could totally...
The only reason I know that song is because that was the trailer song for Scorpion's reveal trailer for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance.
Deadly Alliance. And
I do like Deadly Alliance.
It was... Honestly, Deadly Alliance was probably one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games. I spent the most time on it. I unlocked a lot of... That's what it was. It was the fucking unlock system in that game where you needed so many stones in order to unlock it, and there were exactly 676 things you could unlock.
Yeah, the different types of coins in that game. That is a huge issue with that.
Kind of like actually, it's very similar to the Donkey Kong 64 problem. Just too many collectible things and too many different, very specific shit you have to do in order to get them all.
Well, to be perfectly honest, getting a majority of the normal colored coins, like the rubies and sapphires and even the gold coins, was fine. But getting onyx and platinum coins was a fucking bitch. Because the only way to get those, if I recall correctly, was either under specific events or the Test Your Might minigames. And, oh, God, those... Test Your Might was fine.
Right.
Test Your Might was fine up to a certain point, and you could do Test Your Sight almost blindfolded, if you were good enough at it. But God, once you got to, I forget what level of Test Your Might it was that became just super impossible. It wasn't Onyx or Platinum, but
No, I remember that.
But yeah, getting on.
It was a
Onyx
reward.
and Platinum points in Deadly Alliance was just the shit.
Yeah, because you had to do the minigames over and over again because they literally were the only sources of those particular coins.
And you needed those in order to unlock. I know that one of them that was blocked that way was Drawman. I'm not sure who else was locked that way. I want to say Natara was, but I don't think so. I think Natara was on Ruby.
I mean, that's some Super Smash Brothers shit. Like, you know, you unlock Falco by doing the 15-minute melee. Then you got to unlock Ganondorf by doing the 29th event in Super Smash Brothers Melee? I think it was.
I forget how to do most of the stuff in Melee personally because I've never actually bothered to go fully complete it. But I will say this: Melee's unlock conditions were significantly better than Deadly Alliance's were.
And the music stopped.
Yes.
Mind you, the only reason why we're talking over this is, like, well, it's pretty straightforward. We are in prison. There are doors that have locks and keys, and you have to go all the way to the bottom to get of course, to get the keys that you need all the way on the top. And that's how...
You know, just like the Ice Palace.
And that's how you use a map. I'm charging my special.
Except where Link to the Past Ice Palace differs is that you don't have to die to Cold Stare in order to actually proceed through the dungeon.
I'm trying to remember if you actually do need to die on Seath of Scales. Honestly, I don't think you do, but if you don't come... Well, actually, no, because the portal... Either you get to open the big door on top, you know, because it's simply not locked on... That's the giant door key. So either you get that key or rise from below, or you figure some way to open the door from above the other way. Problem is, I don't think you can open the door the other way, so the only way to come down here is to die on not Seath the Scaleless.
Well, he is Seath the Scaleless. He's just, you know, casting Blizzaga constantly, and it does damage over time because it hits your feet instead of you.
Right, and he's only not Seath the Scaleless because that version of Seath the Scaleless, it is the real guy, but he's in an impenetrable position. You can't touch him, but you can get him to the point where he is vulnerable, and then it's actual Seath the Scaleless.
So what mini boss is behind that door, Mr. Cloud?
That item is a Firekeeper soul, if I remember correctly. So it is a damn good thing to go down there and get that. If you enjoy drinking, having a good time, enjoying Kool-Aid or Sunny D, orange juice, mimosas.
Climb the spiral staircase of the library.
Because you have to. Oh, well, I mean, I could have sped this up by taking my armor off. You do move faster if you're not wearing any armor at all. Or rather, that your equip load is less than 70%. My equip load is probably about like 80 to 90% right now.
Do you think that Dark Souls would benefit from having dash boots?
Dash boots?
Yes, dash boots, like the Pegasus boots from Link to the Past.
I mean, I could see it as like an attack. That would be pretty interesting. Like you charge forth in one direction, use a shitload of stamina, but it's like a continuous strike because a lot of enemies in this game do that. They'll like roll forward with like a boulder or something, but it causes numerous instances of attack damage, not just one.
Right.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, and you could use it to get around. Speed up Kindle. You get the idea.
We have kindled this bonfire.
Although to be honest,
I'm still somewhat disappointed that kindled bonfires do not count as warp points. That is stupid.
Well, they give you more Estus Flask. That's all. I mean, they have to learn this first.
We have warp now, so why can't we warp to kindled bonfires, man?
Well, we can't warp from this kindled fire because you can't just let Ving Rhames out of the Pulp Fiction basement. He's got to be rescued by Bruce Willis wielding a goddamn katana.
I thought that was Uma Thurman that was wielding the katana.
No, that's Kill Bill Volume 1. That was 9 years after Pulp Fiction.
I've never actually seen Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill.
Are you aware at least of the sodomy scene in Pulp Fiction?
I don't think so.
So there's a scene in Pulp Fiction where Ving Rhames and Bruce Willis are in like an extended fight sequence, and that fight sequence eventually leads them to this strange little store with this one guy, a pawn shop actually. They both get knocked unconscious, and they both wake up with ball gags in their mouths, and they actually sodomize Ving Rhames, and it's quite hilarious in retrospect.
I'm not entirely sure I get the humor there, but
it's over the top. It's random. There's no fucking way you would see it coming because there are absolutely no clues in the movie to suggest that anything like that is going to happen. But it's kind of the beauty of Pulp Fiction is that it's a piece of pulp fiction. Ow.
you have been slain by an archer.
Fucking archers. Those crystal arrows hurt a lot. So that was a learning experience.
Yes.
In the next part, we are going to make even more Pulp Fiction-y tangents by talking about stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're watching.
As is the way of commentary.